Good morning. Welcome to the November 18th, 2025 Hempstead Town Board meeting. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Supervisor Ferretti.
Here.
Councilman Dunn.
Here.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Here.
Councilwoman Miller.
Here.
Councilman Muscarella.
Here.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Here.
Councilman Schneider.
Here.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Today we're joined by one of our veterans from Councilman Muscarella's district, Miss Licia Rodriguez-White. Miss Rodriguez-White, if you could please stand and be acknowledged. Licia Rodriguez-White served with honor in the United States Army from 1985 to 2007, rising to the rank of Sergeant First Class following the invasion of Iraq in 2003. Licia was She retired from the Army in 2007, and despite her injuries sustained in Iraq, she became deeply involved in giving back to fellow veterans. She has served as an adjunct of the American Legion Post 1033 of Elmont and the commander for the past 10 years. Licia also belongs to the VFW Post 455 and the Wounded Warrior Alumni Program. Additionally, Licia founded a computer lab at the Brooklyn VA Hospital, which aids the veterans who are currently enrolled in the computer program to become more functional in the use and understanding of computers. Licia recently retired from the Brooklyn VA Hospital, where she worked for 13 years in the Psychosocial Rehabilitation Recovery Center as a peer specialist. She resides in Elmont and is a mother of 4 children, grandmother of 7, and great-grandmother of 1. Let's get a big round of applause for our veteran of the day, Licia Rodriguez-White. Ms. Rodriguez-White, if you will please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Hands of a heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Okay. Madam Clerk, please call the first public hearing.
Yes, we have a proposed local law regarding regulations and restrictions to limit parking in Uniondale and West Hempstead.
Okay, does any member of the board wish to speak on this item? Is there anyone at Town Hall who wishes to speak on the item? Okay. Do we have a motion?
I move number 1 into its entirety.
Okay, second?
I second that motion.
Madam Clerk?
Supervisor Ferretti.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next public hearing.
We have a proposed local law regarding parking or standing prohibitions in Elmont, Levittown, Roosevelt, Uniondale, near Valley Stream, and Woodmere.
Okay, does any member of the board wish to be heard on this item? Any member of the public? Okay, may I have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
I second the motion.
Supervisor Ferretti.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Yes.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next public hearing.
We have a proposed local law regarding arterial stops in Elmont, Levittown, near Valley Stream, and West Hempstead.
Does any member of the board wish to be heard on this item? Any member of the public wish to be heard on this item? Okay, may I have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
I second that motion.
Supervisor Ferretti.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next public hearing.
We have a proposed handicap parking on public streets in Merrick and Uniondale.
All right, does any member of the board wish to be heard on this item? Any member of the public wish to be heard on this item? Can I have a motion?
I move number 4.
Second.
Supervisor Ferretti.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next public hearing.
Actually, on the decision calendar, we have a decision classifying an application for a special exception pursuant to the Town of Hempstead Building Zone Ordinance, Section 196N, for premises located in Island Park as a secret unlisted action, and adopting a negative declaration and determination of non-significance pursuant to the New York State Environmental Quality Review Act.
Okay, does any member of the board wish to be heard on this item? May I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second the motion.
Supervisor Ferretti?
Aye.
Councilman Dunn?
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby?
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller?
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder?
Aye.
Councilman Schneider?
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call item 6, the decision on the application of 1146 Bayport Corp.
Yes, on the last decision, we have the application for 1146 Bayport Corporation for a special exception pursuant to Section 196N of the Building Zone Ordinance to permit a public garage for a motor vehicle repair shop and accessory office at the premises located in Island Park.
Thank you. Does any member of the board wish to be heard on this item? May I have a motion?
I move that the board accept the item.
Second.
Supervisor Ferretti?
Aye.
Councilman Dunn?
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby?
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller?
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder?
Aye.
Councilman Schneider?
Aye.
Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the administrative calendar.
Yes, on the administrative calendar, there are items 7 through 64.
Mr. Supervisor and members of the board, I recommend that this board adjourn items number 45 and 48. With regard to 48, the board is considering changing the daytime times of the town board meetings from 10:30 to 11 o'clock, and this will allow the general public to weigh in on that. And with regard to item number 48, to allow the controller's office to further review the potential depositories and their deposit review rules.
Thank you, Mr. Town Attorney. May I have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Madam
Okay,
Clerk?
on the administrative calendar, amending to exclude those 2 items. Supervisor Ferretti?
Aye.
Councilman Dunn?
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby?
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller?
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder?
Aye.
Councilman Schneider?
Aye.
Okay, does any member of the board wish to speak on any items on the administrative calendar? Okay, I do have one person who signed in for the administrative calendar, Joe Shinablo.
First and foremost, I'd really just, since I only have 2 simple questions today. My name is Joe Shinablo. Thank you so much for your service. Honestly, since I have 2 quick questions, I'm going to take a whole minute just to say thank you a million times over. And not only that, equally as important, thank you for continuing to serve even after you took off the uniform. I appreciate you, and I'm sure we all do. But in regards to item number 27, real quick, 2 questions. The records show that you're transferring approximately $350,000 into the account to use to pay outside counsel. The first question is just, I guess this would go to the town attorney. How much, for John Ferretti in particular, how much was paid just for his outside counsel?
Item number 27 on the administrative calendar has nothing to do with transferring any money to pay any lawyers. It specifically deals with litigation expenses. From time to time, regrettably, we have to go to trial.
So did I make up the
Because
300?
people bring lawsuits, some frivolous,
No,
some not.
dude.
You're asking about number 27, Mr. Shinablo?
Yeah.
Let me answer it. Has nothing to do with any attorney's fees. It specifically has to do with litigation expenses. Like we
Okay,
may have
so
to hire
for-
a doctor.
So for
Doctors
litigation,
cost more than $15,000.
You're gonna
So
talk-
this
you're
authorizes
going to talk
me.
over me?
No, I'm giving you an answer. You're
So
talking
thank you. I'd
over
like to
me.
Hold on,
reclaim
Mr.
my
Town Attorney.
time
Hold on a
for
second. Here's how it works.
Um,
Excuse me. You ask the question, the clock stops, the town attorney answers the question. When he's completed, the clock will resume and you can follow up with comment. He was still in the middle of speaking, Mr. Town Attorney, while the clock is stopped. If you could
Since we're
complete your
doing this
response.
accurately, I wasn't done speaking before he cut me off. So I
Sir,
appreciate
sir,
you.
can you let him answer your question?
You can start the clock. I appreciate you, but
Start the
you
clock.
cut me off in the middle of my sentence while I was talking. So the $350,000 approximately, again, if you don't want to answer it, you don't have to. It is in regards to moving money around. How much of that money went towards, one, Mr. Ferretti, and 2, the rest of the members of the board for outside counsel? Two
Don't-
simple questions. If you don't have the answer, that's
Mr.
fine.
Town Attorney, hold on one second. Sir, what item are you referring to on the administrative calendar?
Item number 27.
Okay, Mr. Town Attorney, does item number
Hold on.
27 have to do with any of the questions that were just asked?
No.
Okay, what number would you like to speak on the administrative calendar, sir?
Again, it's the item that pertains to the legal fees being transferred of the $350,000 for outside counsel.
Stop the clock.
So if you would like to answer and address those questions, it is on the administrative calendar.
None of those funds have anything to do with your lawsuit.
No, I'm not
doesn't
asking
have
in
to do
regards
with
to my
number
lawsuit,
27.
and you're the one bringing up the lawsuit, not me. I'm just speaking generally in regards to it. How much went for Mr. Ferretti? One question, not in regards to my lawsuit. You brought that up, Mr. McCrone, not me. 2, how much went for the other board members? 2 simple questions. Nothing to do with any
None
lawsuit
and
that I have.
none.
Let's be very clear.
None and none.
Nothing
Mr.
to do with my lawsuit, just those 2 simple questions.
None and none. You don't like the answer, but it has nothing to do with your
So
lawsuit.
you don't have the answer?
Oh, I have the answer. None of the
So
funds.
you're just refusing to share it with me?
No funds that you're.
So you
asking
don't have
about
the
had
answer.
anything to do with the lawsuit.
So do you have the answer? How much in legal? I'm not talking about lawsuits. Talking about outside counsel. How much was paid in regards to Mr. Ferretti? Whatever lawsuits you want to think up in your head, that's fine. You can include them in the amount I'm asking for. But 2, how much went for the other board members
Your
for outside
answer's the
counsel?
same.
They're 2
None
simple
and
questions.
none. None and
Nothing?
none. Sorry to disappoint you. None of that went for legal fees for your lawsuit.
I'm not asking about my lawsuit again.
Well, the only
I
lawsuit.
know you have difficulties in front of a judge in telling the truth and expressing like the board's and the John Ferretti's position, but I'm asking 2 simple questions that you're refusing to answer. It's nothing about lawsuits. I'm talking about just outside counsel in general, and it seems like you don't have the answer to those questions.
I have
It's
the
either incompetence or you just don't want to tell the people, and the residents deserve to know. That's all. So you're choosing not to tell the people. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Does anyone else wish to speak on the administrative calendar? Good morning. If you could please give your name and address for the record.
Diane Madden, Hempstead.
Good morning.
Good morning. Item number 16, actually. Could someone please explain what this money is being transferred for and from where?
Mr. Controller.
Good morning, John Mastro Marine, I'm the controller. The resolution that you're looking at is the result of the 2024 audit by the town, by its CPA firm. After the audit is completed, we are required to go back and adjust, based on the audit, the various revenue and expense accounts throughout the budget. And that's what you're looking at.
Thank you. It's significant amount of money. So where is it coming out of? Where is it being withdrawn
Everything is
from?
listed. Everything in there, you'll see it's listed, whether it's an adjustment of revenues or it's adjusting appropriations.
Is it coming out of the general fund?
There are various funds. The town has multiple funds.
Is it coming out of the general fund?
Some of it may be coming out of the general fund. What it actually is showing that the initial estimate of $56 million of fund balance usage townwide was actually only $6 million. So a lot of those adjustments are reflecting the change from the original budget to what the audit showed.
Are any of these legal fees?
Whatever is listed there is indicated. It could be legal fees, it could be anything.
So everything is indicated on the resolution?
Yeah, it is. If you read the resolution, every line item is indicated.
Okay, thank you. And item number 47.
From time to time, the town is required to hire attorneys that have specialized expertise.
Excuse me?
Well, there's no question right now, so why don't, yes, Ms. Men.
Well, that's actually what I'd like to know. I've heard that before. Could you just repeat yourself?
Time to time, the town has to hire outside counsel to handle the many different legal issues that the town faces, the largest town in America.
Okay, so it's not from time to time. It is very frequently. Is this in relation to the 3 indefensible lawsuits against the animal shelter and its officials?
I don't know which lawsuits you're referring to, but it's with regard to many lawsuits.
You don't know about the 3 lawsuits against the animal shelter? I'm just trying to understand you.
I know about many of the lawsuits, Miss, but I would not say that any of them are indefensible.
Oh, I was in court, sir, so I would say they are very indefensible. But, and then if we wouldn't mind returning to 27. And could you please explain where this money is coming from?
Town Attorney's Office has a budget. From time to time, we need to, an example, hire certain experts. 2.5 years ago, we needed to hire a computer expert because we were having a problem with certain litigation. And our expert required $25,000 at that time. So this authorizes the town attorney to hire experts to get transcripts from trials when we have trials, or to hire doctors to give testimony, or to do examinations. And it authorized, right now the town code says that the town is authorized to expend up to $15,000 without a motion to the town board. Now it's changing that to $25,000.
So you're raising it from 15 to 25 to enable the town attorney's office to approve this?
Correct.
Okay. So my next question then is, do you have the authority then to hire experts at the animal shelter? Because there are no experts at the animal shelter. I would just like to know.
Ma'am, that has absolutely nothing to do with number 27.
Well,
if you want to speak on a specific item in the administrative
it
calendar,
actually does.
Let me finish. Pause your time.
I was speaking.
Okay. And I'm asking you, which number on the administrative calendar would you like to refer to with regard to your question?
27.
That has nothing to do.
I am asking if the town attorney has the authority to hire experts, for example, an unbiased, independent, fully accredited, full-time trainer.
Okay, stop the clock a second. Mr. Town Attorney, does number 27 give you, the Town Attorney's Office, the authority to hire experts at the animal shelter? Yes or no?
Only if there was litigation that required it. So the answer would be no.
Oh, well, that absolutely answered my question, because there's litigation that will require it. Thank you so much.
Anybody else who wishes to speak on the administrative calendar? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Marcia D. Thierry, Merrick. Item number 7 and item number 13. Emergency removal of 7 trees. I was wondering why the trees are being removed. Was it a variance obtained due to, like so many other homes, owners are doubling the size of their homes, making no room for trees, or are the trees really dangerous?
Okay, Commissioner Leo.
Dan Leo, Deputy Commissioner, Building Department. As far as the trees that you're asking about, I do have a tree report, or a preservation report. I can show you the trees that needed to be removed and the trees that will be staying. So I'd be happy to share that with you.
What is the reason why the trees are being removed?
The reason why some of the trees are being removed are health reasons. They're in disrepair, dying, corroding, rotting for whatever reason. And the other trees that are being removed are within the footprint of the building that's going to be built there. So those have to be removed. But that's not saying all the trees are being removed. Certain trees, we do have an arborist go out, look at them, and give us a report, which, again, I'd be happy to share with you.
Again, another McMansion is being built with no room for trees. That's my point.
They're
Um,
built to the zoning ordinance. They have restrictions as far as height limitations, and they're built according to that. And if anything does go beyond the scope of what the zoning regulation calls for, and they go in front of the zoning board and it's granted, so be it. They're following what is approved or as of right according to zoning.
The footprint must be larger in order for the trees to be in the way, right?
Not necessarily.
If they weren't in the way before, why would they be in the way now?
I can, like I said, I'd be happy to sit with you, show you the report, and show you a floor plan, a site plan.
Item 13. Another subdivision. The question is, are the trees supposed to be preserved? And if they aren't, are there going to be significant fines so these developers might be more careful when they're subdividing the property? I know it's easier just to plant a new tree instead of protecting the mature trees that are already on the property.
And in this situation, we're going to take a look at the arborist report, which ones are being removed, which ones are staying. We take a look at where the buildings are being built, and if those trees are in the way of the project, they will be removed. But that, again, does not say all the trees are being removed.
No, it says they're preserving some of the trees. So those trees, is the town going to follow up to make sure that they're not destroyed because of the haphazard way they build new homes?
At the end of the project, there is a site plan that's presented to us showing the location of the survey, the foundations, and where the trees are. That has to match what's approved.
And if the trees are destroyed because of their messy building, are there increased fines?
I'll address that if that becomes a situation.
But is it the law that they get heavily fined if they kill these trees that aren't supposed to be?
It's not a question of me finding them as the building department. My job as the building department is to make sure they're building to the plan. If the plan shows trees have to remain, they'll be there when we do our final survey.
And if they're not,
We'll address that when the time comes.
so there's no,
I'm not going to speculate. I will give you information when the problem occurs.
just point of interest, if there are heavy fines, maybe they would be more careful when they're building these new subdivisions. Just a
Ma'am, if you have a specific location that you think is not in accordance with the building, the permit that was issued, please let us know. I'm sure you can let the commissioner know and we'll go take a look.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else wish to speak on the administrative calendar? Okay. Since there's no more speakers, can I have a motion on the administrative calendar?
I move the administrative calendar.
We have a second?
Second?
Supervisor Ferretti?
Aye.
Councilman Dennis Dunn?
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby?
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella?
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder?
Aye.
Councilman Schneider?
Thank you. May I have a motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
Supervisor Ferretti?
Aye.
Councilman Dunn?
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby?
Aye.
Councilman Miller? Councilwoman Miller?
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder?
Aye.
Councilman Schneider?
Okay, thank you. Now that the formal town board meeting is ended, the town board will remain to listen to the comments of the residents. I do have some people who have signed in. First, Michael Patez. I'm sorry, Patel. Thank you.
Good morning, Supervisor Ferretti and Town of Hempstead Board.
Good morning.
My name is Michael Patel, and I am the owner of the commercial property located at 1650 Hempstead Turnpike in East Meadow, New York. On July 16, 2025, we submitted and filed our 305 site plan application for our Best Western Hotel project with the Town of Hempstead Building Department. As now many months have passed since our application and filing to the Town of Hempstead Building Department, I'm here today to humbly inquire as to when our application will be scheduled on the agenda of a Town of Hempstead Board meeting. I would greatly appreciate your assistance so that our application is reviewed and processed in a timely manner. Thank you, Supervisor Ferretti and Town of Hempstead Board, for your time and consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Patel, and I'll ask that you just meet with the commissioner in the back and we'll try to get you some information, okay? Commissioner Leo. Thank you, sir. Christine Panzeca and Janet.
Good morning, Supervisor Ferretti and Board. Congratulations on your election
Thank you.
and the reelection of the entire board. It's a huge win, not only for your township, but for neighboring ones in your efforts to protect the health and safety of residents. I ask you to calendar a resolution for the extension of your best moratorium that's coming due early next year. Tobay has gone for their 6-month extension. Nassau County came back to them and told them to pursue a year. North Hempstead is voting on their 1-year moratorium extension this evening as well. These best facilities and their dangers are still being forced in our communities. Shame on the state for allowing them to be built before there were even fire codes. So after the burning in the summer of 2023 of 5 to 20 megawatts here in the state, now they've come out with fire codes. They claim that they're best in class, but they do nothing to address the instability of the battery chemistry. That is the root cause of the problem, and that's why these things go on fire. We're still going to be faced with evacuations, shelters in place, toxic contamination, and you just have to look to Moss Landing for what you will face as a town board when one of these facilities goes up and when it burns, because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. The new fire codes allow 15 minutes for dispatch, 4 hours to be on site. Few hour rated barriers. When these things go into thermal runaway, they burn for days and weeks. And that's just some of what's in the fire codes. They can use recycled batteries from other technologies, but we all know end-of-life batteries are unstable and they do go into default. So there's nothing in these fire codes that addresses what you as a town board will have to deal with. There's nothing about guarantees for monies to be spent on doing testing of what's in the air, land, soil, and water prior to their installation, or monitoring during their installation, or when an incident happens. There's nothing about air quality testing as well. There's nothing that does anything to guarantee the damage to our water aquifers if and when there is a fire. So my hope is that you will put an extension of this moratorium on your calendar so that the current moratorium doesn't expire and that we all work together to protect the health and safety of our communities. And that brings up Project Propel. We need action with Project Propel. Project Propel is coming in, surrounding our homes, schools, and businesses with high voltage cables. There's no guarantees for the damage of our infrastructure, and we need to stand together as Long Islanders to protect our health and safety.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your comments. Jenny Robalis. From Merrick. Might be reading the name wrong. Is there Jenny? No? Okay. Ashley Gazis. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Congratulations.
Thank you.
My name is Ashley Gazes, and I live in Rockville Center, and I was born in Oceanside. I'm a self-advocate and founder of Special Advocacy Coalition. I'm here to speak for people with disabilities in our community, including myself, my friends, and many families in the town of Hempstead. Programs like Camp Anchor change lives. They show what inclusion can be when we invest in it, but we need more than a summer program. We need year-round support. What our community needs is clear. Social and recreation programs, leadership and advocacy opportunities, life skills, and community living support, more group homes so family can plan for the future. Families are hitting a wall. We also need more programs without walls. Opportunities for people with disabilities to live, work, and participate fully in the community. People with disabilities deserve respect. equality, and belonging, not as an afterthought, but as a priority. So I'm asking the town to expand, fund, and create programs that ensure everyone has a place here. Finally, we need a disability-focused leadership group that includes people with disabilities, former special education teachers, and community advocates. Mr. Ferretti, what actions will you take and when to make disability inclusion part of your plans, policies, and leadership? Thank you.
Thank you so much for your comments, Ms. Gazis. I appreciate them very much. Just to touch on some of the things you hit, we're very proud of our Camp Banker program. It's an incredible program that the town of Hempstead offers. And just so you're aware, it actually is not a summer-only program. It's year-round. So it has 1,100 participants that are year-round. It's not just limited to the summer. But of course, we believe that people with disabilities should be able to enjoy the same activities as those without disabilities. And the town's particularly proud of the new adaptive pickleball court at Forest City Park in Wantagh, which is the first court on Long Island to be built specifically for people with physical challenges. In fact, the Nassau Aviators Pickleball Club, whose members play in specialized wheelchairs, joined us at the unveiling to play a few games not too long ago. And so I know Councilwoman Missy Miller has spoken out, and she's renowned for her advocacy across New York State. We held a rally to protest New York State's changes to healthcare programs that would devastate persons with disabilities and special needs. We worked with federal lawmakers to secure funding for ADA-compliant bathrooms at town facilities. We installed specialized mobility mats at town beaches to increase access for persons with disabilities. We've also added several adult changing tables at Hempstead Town Hall and other facilities. And we're always looking for new and innovative ways to better serve persons with disabilities. So rest assured that under my administration, we will continue to do just that. But I appreciate your comments, and I hope we can work together going forward.
Possibly. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to also just add, Ashley, it's wonderful to see you again. And anytime, call me, call Laura Ryder, who's your representative. We will be happy to work with you.
Miss Hughes, no first name.
Michael. Oh, Mr. It's a man.
Good afternoon or good morning.
Good morning. Our town government was changed by a court decision many years ago. And it was changed so that it would be more answerable to the people, the 500,000 to 750,000 residents of the town of Hempstead. I don't believe it's working. Over the last 25 years, I've sent numerous emails to the town supervisor, to my councilman or woman representative, and what I get is either no answers or a runaround over 25 years. My view of town government is that over the last 50 years, they don't do a lot for us. They don't do anything out of the ordinary. I believe that things are done in the town based on what was done last year. Just make a carbon copy for the following year. I haven't been to a town hall meeting, and I don't believe one has been held in over 5 years. That's terrible. COVID is over, folks. Open up governments, open up our government so that people can have input. Last April, my partner and myself signed up for senior pickleball. Department of Parks, after changing the dates, refused to refund our registration fee. What they wanted was a doctor's note. And I know registration fees in the past have been returned. A doctor's note should be unnecessary. Let's think about HIPAA violations here just for a moment. Baldwin Park. The town built a dog run in Baldwin Park that was totally unnecessary. Private dwellings make up 99% of buildings in Baldwin Park, in the Baldwin. A dog run is unnecessary, as every private dwelling has either a front yard, a backyard, a side yard, or sometimes all three. What has happened is, because of poor planning, you've turned Baldwin Park into a dog run. People are told by employees of the park that they can have dogs as long as they're on a leash. That's not true. And the signage at the park entrances is totally ridiculous and odd. I see my time has run out.
Yes, thank you,
I'll
sir.
see you again soon.
Let me ask you just before you step off. You said you were in a pickleball tournament. When was that?
No, it was a pickleball class last June.
June of 25?
Yes, sir.
And they changed the dates?
Yes.
All right. Sure you're aware that I wasn't the supervisor, and that's why I'm asking these questions.
Very
But
aware.
so, Commissioner Harkins, he'll meet with you in the back. Okay, we'll see what we can do about that. If they change the dates, you should get your money back.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Mr. Hughes, I'd like to say thank you for reaching out to my office. If I remember correctly, we did clean your street in response to your request. We also fixed some wires, and we also addressed a fountain issue in Baldwin Park, which, not to be biased, I think Baldwin Park is one of our most beautiful parks here in the town of Hempstead. And the dog run, the dog park was installed based upon the outstanding numerous requests that we had received. But thank you for bringing it to everyone's attention. I appreciate you being such an advocate for your community and reaching out to my office. Thank you.
Thank you. May I respond just for a minute?
Sure.
All right. I don't know what numerous requests were for the dog park. I don't know if they came from the citizens of Baldwin or not. But we shouldn't be building dog parks that are unused. And there are regulations that have to be abided by when using the dog park. The intent of the town was to build a park. I don't believe their intention was spot on, but now we have Baldwin Park in its entirety, a dog run. Everybody walks their dog in Baldwin Park.
Mr. Hughes, if you could also, when you speak to Commissioner Harkin, just let him know your concerns about enforcement in terms of the dog park.
I will.
That's certainly something we can address if there's enforcement that's not being done now.
Thank you, Town Councilwoman.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Have a good day. Marcia DiTieri. He's going to meet you out there, Mr. Hughes.
Marcia DiTieri, Merrick. Can I just ask who my council person is? I've been speaking to multiple. I'd just like to know. Merrick, North Merrick. Are you Councilman Schneider? And just one thing on the animal shelter. I don't know if it's in the budget, but there are a few part-timers that have proven themselves over and over again. And the supervisors have requested them going full-time, and they haven't been given that position. And we'd hate to lose them because they are such an asset to the shelter. Instead of hiring more seasonal employees that are laid off after the season's over, leaving it short-staffed again, please consider hiring the part-timers full-time. Ashley would tell you the ones that I'm speaking of. So important to the shelter. Okay. First, I would like to know if our township, as North Hempstead, has already put into law a plan to ban the gas leaf blowers during prime season. I spoke with Councilman Schneider's office a while back, but I've never heard back. I initially spoke with Senator Rhodes, who recommended speaking with local government versus statewide due to the close proximity of the homes in our area, making it much more polluting than areas with open spaces. Another reason to protect our mature trees that absorb the noise as well as the pollutants. I'm trying to be optimistic about new blood in the supervisor's position regarding protecting what's left of our environment. Past supervisors and some board members deciding that tree preservation laws weren't important and none were passed. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't see a house torn down instead of remodeling because it's cheaper to build a new one instead of updating the existing house and removing every tree. Every other township requires permits and just cause when a healthy tree is being removed. If there is no paper trail on all the trees being removed, how do you know how devastating this is? Why should the largest township in the nation have the most lax laws? Don't we deserve clean air, shade, protection for our wildlife, and a healthy environment? I'm asking once again, please put tree preservation into law. Lastly, I would like to know if it's still illegal to remove a curbside tree without a permit. I called the highway department, gave an address, and wanted to know if he had a permit removing that tree. I said, can I give my name and phone number in case you need more information? The person in that department informed me that anyone can remove a curbside tree as long as they have a permit. It doesn't matter if it's healthy. It doesn't matter if there's no reason. And they said, I'll take your number, but I guarantee no one's going to call you back. So
Thank you, Mr.
may please look into that. Thank you.
Thank you. Brian Larkin.
Did she win the bet? She gives the number, nobody calls her back.
Good morning. Thanks for
Morning.
the opportunity to speak to you this morning. I'm coming to the board to see if we can find a way, if the board can find a way to fix what is a gap in the town code as far as enforcement against the maintaining of bamboo. You may all be familiar with bamboo. It's a non-native plant, and it is pernicious in that it will spread in every direction. Even metallic containers, cement, doesn't seem to inhibit this plant from spreading and running into other property. It can cause damage. It can go through concrete. I've seen it go through multiple layers of concrete and metal. And in the code, there is no real mechanism for the town to enforce it other than issue a fine. And as a practical matter, the fine usually ends up being quite low. The homeowner could, if they fight it, end up paying maybe $100, $150, dollars, and then they wouldn't be fined again for a year. Unlike other kinds of conditions, the town doesn't have in its code authority for the sanitation department to remove the bamboo or to engage a third party to remove it so that it can be removed correctly and avoid any future liability. So I'm happy to speak to the sanitation commissioner. I've already spoken to Mr. Lester. I'm happy to do whatever I can to see if we can find a way to tighten up the code and create some better enforcement because it's a problem I've experienced, and I see it quite a well, now that I'm aware of it, I see it around quite a bit, and it spreads in all directions. It causes a lot of property damage, and I'd really appreciate some help with this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Larkin. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Richard Shuren.
Good morning, and congratulations on your victories.
Good morning. Thank you.
I've been following this open meetings law debacle, and I ask this in all sincerity. Are you willing to apologize to the residents and to the taxpayers for violating the open meetings law and failing to respond to subpoenas?
So, Mr. Shuren, as I'm sure you're aware, I know you've come to these meetings before. This is not a question and answer dialogue here. It's your time. You've got 2 minutes and 37 seconds left. We'd love to hear from you.
I'll take that as a no.
You could take it however you wish, but it's your time to speak.
It's obvious what happened. Whatever happened in the back room, a last-minute decision was made to appoint you in violation of the open meetings law. It was clear. Lawsuit was brought. Counsel, for whatever reason, I'm sorry, but you didn't do your job, and you failed to respond to a subpoena. There was a hearing held on that, and you all were forced to give testimony with respect to that. It's unfortunate. It doesn't give me a lot of confidence in how things are being handled in the town, especially with respect to legal matters, which I have some familiarity. And it appears that, you're not responding in any way to these failures. You're not even acknowledging that that mistakes were made. I don't think that's a particularly adult way to respond, and it doesn't give me a lot of confidence as to how you treat things in the future. It shows arrogance and incompetence. You know, this is America's largest township. Huge millions and millions of dollars are invested, and we all get taxed large amounts. And it doesn't seem like you're acting professionally. Even mistakes are made. Mistakes are made by council. Mistakes are made by you. But you refuse to own up to them, and you exhibit, you know, extreme arrogance, and it's insulting to taxpayers. It is. I find it insulting, and it's not respectful to me as a taxpayer. That's my comment. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Diane Madden.
Diane Madden, Hempstead. That's exactly why you won't be hearing congratulations from me. And I do appreciate that this was not a big ceremony when you walked in, because quite frankly, I thought it was admirable when you stood against biological boys playing in girls' sports, because you considered that cheating. And it was given an unfair advantage to the biological boys over the girls, but they later had to hand over their trophies. So I'll put that aside. And I agree, you know, no, this is not a victory for you, Mr. Ferretti, but it is a test. And you just heard the testimony from a constituent who's very familiar with how this government has operated. And I think that we all had hoped for a different attitude from you, although that, that phased away rather quickly. I wanted to mention the bite cases at the animal shelter. There continues to be no real experts in there. And when I say experts, that has to be an expert that is chosen by people who don't have incentives and motives to keep the shelter status quo, to continue to hire people that are incompetent because they have political connections or they're personal friends. And then you have people at the top who are doing one another favors, and, you know, who pays that, the animals pay that, because then they have bite records on their records. Constituents pay that in lawsuits, and the staff and volunteers pay that being injured. With regards to how the shelter operates, give you an idea, because I'm sure you really have no idea. You're just being told what you're being told for purpose and agendas. But the shelter is basically half empty of dogs. Every other shelter is overwhelmed with dogs. And the reason why this shelter for $6.5 million is empty and the other half is filled with either evictions or stray dogs is because the public is not getting the service that they're paying for, which is to reasonably release and surrender owned pets. And sometimes those are cases where there are emergencies or they're losing their homes or whatever the case may be. So essentially, you're charging $6.5 million for an animal shelter that is turning away the public. That's how a private shelter operates. They cherry pick intake. The last thing I'm going to say is that you do have 3 very, very powerful lawsuits against the shelter. My advice to you, because I've been through this, is to save time, save a lot of money, and save a tremendous amount of embarrassment and start fixing the animal shelter, Mr. Ferretti. There are many ways to do that if you're really interested. And it's not going to be from the same people that are telling you everything is perfectly fine. And Mr. Town Attorney, I hope you get a lot more familiar with those lawsuits and pay much closer attention. Thank you.
Ms. Madden, I don't need your congratulations, and I don't care if you want to insult me, but we have one of the best workforces in the country here in the town of Hempstead. They are not incompetent. They do an excellent job, and that includes the employees at the animal shelter. So I would just ask you to, don't throw out insults about people you don't even know.
I'm telling you.
Okay, does anybody else want to speak in public comment? Anybody else we should speak in public comment? Okay, thank you. Everybody have a good day.